Hey you guys, it's Marcus with Focus One again. So today we're just going to quickly just talk about business versus hustle versus a hobby. So what we're all about here is creating generational wealth for you and your family. And one of the things that I see a lot of people, especially on social media, is what they call it, I think it's multi-tiered marketing. You know, they also refer to it as a pyramid scheme, but it's really not a pyramid scheme. It's a legitimate company. It's usually legitimate companies. And what I often see is a lot of people who do that, uh, they're the hustlers. So when you're talking about those body wraps, you know, selling body wraps, selling leggings, Lularoe. We're talking Amway or, you know, Wish You Were Here type of travel plans. We're talking Motor Club of America, MCA. PHP, that's a good one. So insurance is really big right now. So PHP, Primerica, these are, you know, prepaid legal. That's one that goes way back. I remember my dad did that for a period. But a lot of these are they're companies, they're businesses, and the way that they make money is obviously they grow and they sell services, right? And they really focus on um, starting with little to no money down, right? So, you know, a traditional business, you're going to need money to start a business. So just something simple as a barbershop, you're going to need anywhere from $50 to $150,000 to acquire a space, fix it up, have your branding, find people to work in the shop, put together fees, have, you know, if you're going to do it yourself, you're going to manage your time to manage the space and the area. So there's a lot of different things that go into that. A beauty salon. I know I have a couple people that, you know, owns beauty salons. I think there's two people that I graduated with back from Gary who owns beauty salons right now, and I'm sure they are well aware that it's a lot that goes into actually owning what they call legit business. So I'm not knocking anything or anybody's hustle, but the only difference I see where between the three, just your a hobby. You know, a hobby could be, you know, I like to make sculptures, and somebody asked me to make a sculpture for them, and you know, I just make sculptures because I like it, and now I'm doing it as a business, but really there's no organization to it. There's no structure in place, and there's no strategic value or strategy at all into what you're doing, and as far as, you know, where you are today to an end goal or result or business structure. So there's nothing where you don't have things that are in place that you can, you know, even if you're making a lot of money, quit your 9 to 5 and still be able to go out and acquire credit to be able to expand, you know, your business itself. So for one, a hustle is just purely that. You know, you got somebody who gets involved, and I'll use the raps for example, because I saw a lot of that a couple years ago. You know, you get these ladies who they have wraps and they post it on social media. They show you all the benefits, right? They're able to buy it. They sign up to the company as you know, the individual peoples, sole proprietors normally. And one of the big difference between sole proprietors and having a LLC or a S corp or C corp is you don't necessarily have that flexibility. Your docs that you need to be able to show to go out and get business loans, you can't. So typically, as a sole proprietor starting out, in order to acquire some of those wraps, you got to have a fund. So you're taking whatever money you save up, you go and you acquire and you're hustling, right? Um, Having a hobby, it's similar to that. So you're not going out with the intention of starting a business. It just kind of happens. You know, maybe you're big into music and you like to fool around with beats and you throw a couple out there on SoundCloud or YouTube and somebody buys one. So you're doing it out of passion, but yet, if you want to turn it into a legit business, you got to have that foundation. So that foundation, you got to have um, your entity set up in your state. You got to have, through the Secretary of State's office, and I think some other states there's different offices. But just, again, I'm not a lawyer, so you can go out and figure out what you need to do in your particular state or area. There's a couple things such as having your EIN all set up with the IRS, and that's simple. That's free. So a lot of people don't know that. Establishing a DUNS, having a DUNS account. That's something where you turn your business into you don't turn it instantly. It's the process of starting to place your business in a tier of another business like Apple or Sony or Ford or something like that, where you can actually begin the process to differentiate yourself and the liability from your business. And once your revenue is high enough, once you're a multimillionaire, not in your pocket, but your business is generating, whatever the threshold is. We'll talk about that later. Whatever the threshold is that you're generating, you'll be able to actually leverage credit for the business, and it won't be directly related to your personal credit score. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people try to skip from going from that hustle to business and trying to separate that business. But the barrier is, and a lot of people don't understand, is the credit is the key. So your credit score is your key. So with my businesses, I was able to leverage credit for my business to acquire certain things. I was able to get services such as, phone numbers, got my business address set up. I was able to get additional training, leverage that to acquire other, increase my credit score that enabled me to have access to credit from private money lenders, which is big, or hard money lenders for just sticking in the real estate area. As far as the digital marketing goes, so I was able to leverage a lot of credit, which worst case scenario is about 3% I pay on that money each year, plus whatever that minimum is that I borrow. I was able to leverage that to buy equipment to be able to talk with you now, and a lot of different things where now that I have that access, I can strategically plot out my plan. So unlike a lot of people, they look to, and you'll hear this all the time, be focused on one business, grow that business, and do that. So I've been in operations. I have an operations mind. So my business itself is more than just a one business, and I can do that because I have that experience. But a lot of you all who've never ran or operated a business at all, I definitely suggest going that method to operate one business at a time. I manage and operate in my day job multi-million-dollar area. So it's well over 25 million for my all-encompassing what I manage day to day. And I know there's a lot of businesses that you all operate that don't have that type of top-line revenue, and me being able to leverage different segments in that to be able to produce, that's just how I think. So the way that I'm leveraging my credit is pulling it all together. It's not a hustle anymore. I'm legitimizing it, and I'm not in a rush. So because it'll take me a couple of months to put all the pieces into place, to put my team together. That's a big part of a business versus a hustle. Hustle, you can do it by yourself. The business, you need other people. So you got to build your team, find like-minded individuals. You have to be able to find people who have skills that you may not have. So I'm not the person to be able to talk and hustle and sell anything. You know, I can sell what I know, but I don't necessarily go out and be able to sell you this window or be able to sell you this book. You know, that's not my type of personality. But you find people who fit what you need. You leverage whatever resources that are available, and whatever business that you're looking to go into, you make sure you mentor or you partner up with somebody in that business, so that way you can try to avoid some of the pitfalls that are going to come. So definitely a key. But yeah, that's just my quick blog on business versus hustle versus hobby. So uh, let me see what you think. Throw it in the comments.